The Firework-Maker's Daughter by Philip Pullman. Published 1995 by Corgi Yearling. 1,000 miles ago, in a country east of the jungle and south of the mountains, there lived a firework-maker called Lalshand and his daughter Leela. Lalshand's wife had died when Leela was young. The child was a cross little thing, always crying and refusing her food, but Lalshand built a cradle for her in the corner of the workshop, where she could see the sparks play and listen to the fizz and crackle of the gunpowder. Once she was out of her cradle, she toddled around the workshop, laughing as the fire flared and the sparks danced. Many a time she burnt her little fingers, but Lalshand splashed water on them and kissed her better, and soon she was playing again. When she was old enough to learn, her father began to teach her the art of making fireworks. She began with little crackle dragons, 6 on a string. Then she learned how to make leaping monkeys, golden sneezes, and Java lights. Soon she was making all the simple fireworks, and thinking about more complicated ones. One day she said, "Father, if I put some flowers of salt in a Java light instead of cloud powder, what would happen?"
"Try it and see," he said.
So she did. Instead of burning with a steady green glimmer, it sprayed out wicked little sparks, each of which turned a somersault before going out.
"Not bad, Leela," said Lalshand. "What are you going to call it?"
Tumbling demons," she said.
"Excellent. Make a dozen, and we'll put them into the New Year festival display."
The tumbling demons were a great success, and so were the shimmering coins that Leela invented next. As time went on, she learned more and more of her father's art, until one day she said, "Am I a proper firework maker now?"
No, he said. "By no means. Ha ha! You don't know the start of it. What are the ingredients of fly-away powder?"
"I don't know."
"And where do you find thunder grains?"
"I've never heard of thunder grains."
"How much scorpion oil do you put in a Krakatoa fountain?"
A teaspoonful?"
"What? You'd blow the whole city up! You've got a lot to learn yet. Do you really want to be a firework maker, Leela?"
"Well, of course I do. It's the only thing I want."
I was afraid so," he said. "It's my own fault. What was I thinking of? I should have sent you to my sister, Jembavati, to bring you up as a dancer. This is no place for a girl, now I come to think of it. And just look at you. Your hair's a mess. Your fingers are burned and stained with chemicals. Your eyebrows are scorched. How am I going to find a husband for you when you look like that?"
Leela was horrified. "A husband?"
"Well, of course. You don't imagine you can stay here forever, do you?"
They looked at each other, as if they were strangers. Each of them had had quite the wrong idea about things, and they were both alarmed to find it out. So Leela said no more about being a firework maker, and Lalshand said no more about husbands. But they both thought about them all the same. Now, the king of that country owned a white elephant. It was the custom that whenever the king wanted to punish one of his courtiers, he would send him the white elephant as a present, and the expense of looking after the animal would ruin the poor man, because the white elephant had to sleep between silk sheets, enormous ones, and eat mango-flavoured Turkish delight, tons of it, and have its tusks covered in gold leaf every morning. When the courtier had no money left at all, the white elephant would be returned to the king, ready for his next victim. Wherever the white elephant went, his personal servant had to go too. The servant's name was Chulak, and he was the same age as Leela. In fact, they were friends. Every afternoon Chulak would take the white elephant out for his exercise, because the elephant would go with no one else. And there was a reason for this. Chulak was the only person besides Leela who knew that the elephant could talk. One day Leela went to visit Chulak and the white elephant. She arrived at the elephant house in time to hear the elephant master losing his temper. "You horrible little boy!" he roared. "You've done it again, haven't you?" "Done what?" said Chulak innocently.
Look,
said the elephant master, pointing with a quivering finger at the white elephant's snowy flanks. Written all over the side, in charcoal and paint, were dozens of slogans. Eat at the Golden Lantern. Bangkok Wanderers for the Cup. Star of India, Tandoori House. And right at the very top of the white elephant's back, in great big letters, Chang loves lotus blossom. True. XXX.
every day this elephant comes home with graffiti all over him, shouted the elephant master. Why don't you stop people doing it?
Oh, I can't understand how it happens, master, said Chulak. Mind you, the traffic's awful. I've got to watch those rickshaw drivers like a hawk. I can't look out for graffiti artists as well. They just slap it up and run.
But Chang loves lotus blossom true must have taken a good 10 minutes on a stepladder.
Yes, it's a mystery to me, master. Shall I clean it off?
All of it. There's a job coming up in a day or two, and I want this animal clean.
And the elephant master stormed off, leaving Chulak and Leela with the elephant. Hello, Hamlet, said Leela.
Hello, Leela, said the elephant. Look what this obnoxious brat has reduced me to. A walking billboard.
Oh, stop fussing, said Chulak. Look, we've got 18 rupees already and 10 annas from the Tandoori house. And Chang gave me a whole rupee for letting him write that on the top. We're nearly there, Hamlet.
The shame, said Hamlet, shaking his great head.
You mean you charge people money to write on him, said Leela. Course, said Chulak. It's dead lucky to write your name on a white elephant. When we've got enough, we're going to run away. Trouble is, he's in love with a lady elephant at the zoo. You ought to see him blush when we go past, like a ton of strawberry ice cream.
She's called Frangipani, said Hamlet mournfully, but she won't even look at me. And now there's another job coming up, another poor man to bankrupt. Oh, I hate Turkish delight. I detest silk sheets, and I loathe gold leaf on my tusks. I wish I was a normal, dull, grey elephant.
No, you don't, said Chulak. We've got plans, Hamlet, remember? I'm teaching him to sing, Leela. We'll change his name to Luciano Elefanti, and the world'll be our oyster.
But why are you looking so sad, Leela? Said Hamlet as Chulak began to scrub him down.
My father won't tell me the final secret of firework-making, said Leela. I've learned all there is to know about fly-away powder and thunder grains and scorpion oil and spark repellent and glimmer juice and salts of shadow. But there's something else I need to know, and he won't tell me. Tricky, said Chulak. Shall I ask him for you? Well, if he won't tell me, he certainly won't tell you, said Leela. He won't know he's doing it, said Chulak. You leave it to me. So, that evening, after he'd settled Hamlet down for the night, Chulak called at the Firework-Maker's workshop. It lay down a little winding alley full of crackling smells and pungent noises, between the fried prawn stall and the batik painters. He found Lalshand in the courtyard under the warm stars, mixing up some red glow paste.
Hello, Chulak, said Lalshand. I hear the white elephant's going to be presented to Lord Parakit tomorrow. How long do you think his money'll last?
A week, I reckon, said Chulak. Though you never know. We might run away before then. I've nearly got enough to get us to India. Though I might take up firework-making when I get there. Nice trade.
Nice trade, my foot, said Lalshand. Firework-making is a sacred art. You need talent and dedication and the favour of the gods before you can become a firework-maker. The only thing you're dedicated to is idleness, you scamp.
Well, how did you become a firework-maker, then?
I was apprenticed to my father, and then I had to be tested to see whether I had the 3 gifts.
Oh, the 3 gifts, eh? Said Chulak, who had no idea what the 3 gifts were. Probably Leela did, he thought. And did you have them?
Of course I did.
Oh, and that's it. Oh, sounds easy. I bet I could pass that test. I've got a lot more than 3 gifts.
Ha! Said Lalshand. That's not all. Then came the most difficult and dangerous part of the whole apprenticeship. Every firework maker, and he lowered his voice and looked around to make sure no one was listening. Every firework-maker has to travel to the grotto of Razvani, the fire fiend, in the heart of Mount Merapi, and bring back some of the royal sulphur. That's the ingredient that makes the finest fireworks. Without that, no one can ever be a true firework-maker.
Ah, said Chulak, royal sulphur, Mount Merapi. Oh, that's the volcano, isn't it?
Yes, you pestilential boy, and already I've told you far more than I should. This is a secret, you understand?
Oh, of course, said Chulak, looking solemn. I can keep a secret. And Dalchand had the uneasy feeling that he'd been tricked, though he couldn't imagine why.